call something there. This midfield battle is incredibly interesting because, as you said, usually UNC dominates, but Virginia Tech's been doing a good job, and there's a few people. There's Cam Lindley for UNC and Brendan Moyers for Virginia Tech. It looks like they've gotten into it a few times, so it'll be exciting to see how that battle in the midfield grows over the course of the game.
Great takeaway, rolling around on the ground, holding that knee. It's helped up by a teammate, but let's take a look at this replay.
Yep.
Walker Hume got the head on it, and you can see coming in on the challenge, Mion got there a little late.
Yep, that's a great call from the referee. One Hume, the other laying it down. I'm sure they've practiced that in their backyard before, but just Tucker just getting that touch out ahead and the defender just that split second late. Great call from the referee. No complaints there.
Both players. 1-0 lead off the PK from David October.
What a delightful penalty kick. That was something special. Yeah, as you can see, he just slotted it underneath Lundgaard. I mean, let's take another look. Lundgaard even went the right way. It's just October is so cool, so confident. He just skips it there off the turf underneath Lundgaard. It's always hard for a goalkeeper on PKs, but I mean, my coach used to always say, if you're going to go one side, go all the way to that side. And as you can see, Lundgaard just didn't get quite far enough over to his right side, allowing a little bit of space for October to slot that one in there.
The junior David October.
Yeah, being a goal down, obviously Virginia Tech has to generate some offense. So already you see midfield guys kind of pushing up some names like Brendan Moyers and Colin Verfurth, who had kind of been in the middle of the park for the first 15 minutes. Once that goal happened, they've sort of had to change their tactics that they probably had coming in and kind of advance those guys up a bit more to do their best to help Acuna and Some.
Storm looking for Bruin.
Yeah, as you can see Hume there, another experienced guy who knows just knock the ball out. There's no need to stand on ceremony when you got it at your feet in your own 18-yard box. Just go ahead and boot it out and let your team catch a breath.
On cue, he puts another one into the shrubbery.
Yeah, really well done there at the wall. As we take another look, that's what they're there to do. Doesn't feel good, but I guess next round of drinks is on James Pyle there for the wall. And this is some really, really good possession play from UNC. Like you had mentioned in the first half, they really couldn't find it, but it looks like they're really turning it on because they're doing just a wonderful job of keeping possession all across the field, switching from side to side, up and back in the same spell of possession. That's not easy to do, but they're making it look pretty easy right now.
He sends it out of bounds.
Yeah, good defending and just clear and get it out. But yeah, in these last 10 minutes, obviously Virginia Tech's going to be very, very offensive, but I would like to see them do a little bit more from the midfield to the attack and make sure they don't skip that midfield portion, because that's when they were doing so well in the first half.
Slevin goes back post and Pyle with. There's a point in every game where you need your keeper in a close one to come up with a huge save, and that may have been it for North Carolina.
Yeah, that was a really good flick on there. And Acuna, I believe it is, the man with all the goals, just getting a great shot at it with his left foot. But like you said, there is that moment in every game. And the hardest part about James Pyle doing it in this game is he's really kind of just been a spectator for the last 25 minutes or so. So sometimes it's hard for a goalie to switch on into big save mode. But he did a really good job there to not only make that initial save, but remember to come up and looking hungry to collect the rebound.
Get that rebound, because Virginia Tech had Kwashi really quickly honing in on that rebound, looking to even it up.
He was not far behind Pyle there, so that was really, really well done from a goalie who, like I said, hadn't really been doing much. So to be able to switch it on like that is exactly what you need if you're going to want to be making deep runs in ACC and NCAA tournaments.
Slevin sends it to the far side.
After its first loss of the season, the women's team still looks to be in a very good place moving forward. First-year attacking midfielder Zoe Rade seems to need no time adjusting to college soccer. Now, another standout player so far this year is junior midfielder Annie Kingman. Kingman leads the team in points with 7 and also in assists with 3. Now let's shift gears to our men out on the pitch. After that great performance Friday night, things look to be extremely good for our men. This will be the first year that the Hume twins will be able to play on the same field together wearing a Carolina blue jersey. Striker Tucker Hume and defender Walker Hume pretty much have both sides of the ball covered. So Rivers, just like our lacrosse program did a few months ago, look for both the men's and women's team to make a run for the national championship.
Well, Gage, how possible is that really? I mean, the women have won a bunch of titles, but nothing lately.
Well, Great point. They haven't won since 2012, but having won 22 out of a possible 36 national championships, you can never count them out. And as for our men, they haven't won since 2011, but having grabbed the #1 recruiting class this year and the #1 freshman overall in Cam Lindley, things look to be very promising for those boys in blue. Back to you, Rivers.
Right you are, Rivers. Go Heels, Pro Heels. The 2016 MLS draft sees 3 Tar Heels taken in the first round, with 2 of them being drafted in the top 10, a first for UNC men's soccer. Now, moving on to our women wearing Carolina blue. 4 UNC soccer players went in the first 3 rounds of the National Women's Soccer League draft. So guys, if you go just about anywhere in the country to watch a pro soccer match, you're likely to run into a Tar Heel alum or 2.
Omar Holness is a junior on the men's soccer team. Although he considers UNC a home now, his original home is Kingston, Jamaica. Holness says the physicality is the largest difference between soccer in America and in Jamaica.
I realized that the first day I came here, it's a lot more physical here. It's a lot more physically demanding.
Despite being forced to acclimate, Holness says he loves life in Chapel Hill. Holness even has a favorite spot on campus that he loves in particular.
My favorite part on campus is Polk Place. Just walk through there sometimes to just clear my head.
Holness isn't the only international student to fall in love with UNC. Fellow teammate Robbie George is a senior, and originally he's from Södertälje, Sweden. George's favorite part is the friendliness of life in the good old South.
It's the southern hospitality, the family environment here at UNC. It's just an amazing feeling. I have my family across the pond, as they say, and it feels like I have a new family over here.
George's European counterpart, David October, is originally from Cambridge, England. October played for an academy in England and says he enjoys having teammates who want to win together rather than who focus solely on themselves.
It's been a great experience changing settings and being in a family environment with a close-knit bunch of lads.
Despite their original homes, all 3 are thrilled to be able to call Chapel Hill their home away from home. In Chapel Hill, I'm Gage Tillotson, reporting. Sydney Holman is a junior on the women's lacrosse team. She lives in an off-campus house with 6 of her teammates. Walking to class and to practice is out of the question, and the bus times don't always match up with her busy schedule. That's why Holman got some extra equipment, a shiny new scooter.
Huge reason why I bought it is because I live off campus now, and to get to practice, which usually is either on Navy Field or Finley Field down by the golf course, is pretty much a pretty big hike.
A 1.9-mile hike to be exact. But getting there isn't the problem. Parking is the struggle for Holman and other athletes.
The only bad thing about it is that I wish there were more spots to park in around campus.
Most athletes have found parking to be a bigger issue this year than before. That's because of a new state law. Public Safety Director Connie Bullock explains.
It was to require that all scooters and mopeds, not just on campus but throughout the state, were registered through the Division of Motor Vehicles.
Holman says the registration process is quite a hassle. Student athletes are busy, and it's hard for her to find time to go through the process.
The new law was a little bit of a nuisance, especially with getting license plates and having to get it registered.